Hello, in this video we will understand about the neuron. So the type of neuron by their shapes first discuss. So the number one is the motor neuron is used for the contraction of muscle through neuromuscular junction, contain axon terminal and the axon is the myelinated and their length is too much as compared to the interneuron. So here the dendroid, soma and nucleus and the Schwann cell and axon. Axon is used for the depolarization traveling toward the muscle. Interneuron is used and also present in the spinal cord and brain for integration and it is the pyramidal neuron also known as because the dendroid is the pyramidal shape. Axonal terminal is more than one. And on the other hand, the cerebellum containing Purkinje cell, which that's contain density of the dendroids, like a tree. Multipolar neuron mean more than one pole, like olfactory for using the smell, and the retinal neuron is are present in the retina for the detection of the light through rod and cone cell in the eyes. Bipolar neuron mean there are two poles. One is the dendrites and the other is the synaptic and terminal. And the touch, pain and sensory neuron is involved for this. Unipolar neuron mean the one pole. For example, it's contain only the single soma, which that is extend the dendrites um, uh, um, uh, in one pole. So remember that. And the anaxonic neuron, it is also known as. And the amacrine cell is the major example for this. The type of neuron on the basis of the function we will discuss. So first of all, again I am describing that the neuron basic structure. This contain mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and the mesosome, peroxisome, which that and nucleus and soma it is collectively known as. Schwann cell is wrapping around the axon, and the axon is used for the depolarization travel, and synaptic terminal is can be trigger the other part of the other neuron or muscle or any other things. Type of neuron on the basis of the function. So the synaptic and terminal release the neurotransmitter, remember. So the type of neuron on the basis of function is the sensory, intermotor and inhibitory or excitatory on the basis of sensory or motor. On the basis of the neurotransmitter, if we will discuss, the GABAergic neuron produce GABA neurotransmitter. Glutamatergic neuron is produce glutamate. Dopaminergic neuron will use the excitation, the dopamine, and adrenergic and serotonergic, respectively. So this is the spinal cord. Remember, the spinal cord is basically get the signal from the stimulus like fire, will stimulus on the skin, efferent neurons as a sensory neuron will transmit the signal toward the spinal cord and after this interneuron will integrate and in this way the reflex arc will occur and the afferent neuron will attach with the neuromuscular junction lead to give the response and in this way the muscle will contract. Anyhow, let's begin to understand the integration within the brain and what is the role of the neuron inside of the neuron, inside of the brain. So like in this way, we will exemplify the limbic system for better understanding what is the function of interneuron or participant neuron, the neuroglial cell. This is the limbic system and the hippocampus, anterorhinal cortex and the cerebral cortex and brain. And in this way here is the spinal cord. You should already know about that. Here is this is the spinal cord. Anyhow, the let's begin to understand the integration. What is the excitation? How to excite or inhibit? But in this way, we will understand just the excitation of the another neuron via a presynaptic neuron to the postsynaptic neuron. And the neuroglial cell is able to do something as the participatory or other synaptogenesis In this way, the neuroglial cell, and this is the presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron. This presynaptic neurons contain vesicle is exocytosed. The neurotransmitter will bond with the receptor as a postsynaptic neuron. After this postsynaptic neuron, when neurotransmitter like GABA, glutamate, or serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, glutamate, or GABA will attach and will lead to inhibit or stimulate the another neuron. And in this way, the GABA after using will move after the glutamine production will again glutamine move into the neuroglial cell, and the neuroglial cell will glutamate metabolism. The glutamine glutamate cycle will occur, will lead to synthesis of the glutamate, and that is the function. And remember that that is present in the brain, and the inhibitory can be the neuron GABA can be inhibitor. So thank